Hi all, and thanks for being with me. There's a story that came out of the US today which features Australia, and something which I think we desperately need to find some time to talk about. And that is the billionaire Anthony Pratt, who is the cardboard billionaire of Australia. He had a conversation with Donald Trump back in 2021. And during that conversation, Donald Trump was freely admitting to secrets, top secrets, about United States submarines, particularly the fact that they carry X number of warheads and they can be within a certain range, undetected, of Soviet submarines. Now, what this has meant is that suddenly Australia is amongst the news. And here we have again this blundering, bloody idiot, Donald Trump, presenting ideas, secrets in fact, to other people with whom he shouldn't be talking about these secrets. Now, Pratt, amazingly enough, told 3 prime ministers about these issues. Now, I think that probably Morrison, Tony Abbott, the 2 dumbest prime ministers of our time, and Malcolm Turnbull are probably the 3. But he had, and I don't know why in the hell he's having conversations with those people and why they didn't report this issue. Maybe they did. Maybe we should have known about this earlier. Maybe that was kept a secret by the United States. Who knows? But what I wanted to also talk about was not the prattishness of this guy Pratt and the fact that this Pratt that he was speaking to, Donald Trump, was disclosing some of these secrets just ab hocly to whoever he could. I also wanted to mention the fact that why is it then that Julian Assange is locked away for revealing whatever secrets he's supposed to be revealed, and that at the end of the day a 175-year sentence could be imposed upon him and he's been locked away for years. Donald Trump, who's talking about secrets, top secret documents, and is telling whoever he can find about those particular documents, disclosing them in an ad hoc way. Why isn't it that he isn't charged as is Julian Assange? So what's happening here? Why is there one rule for one and another rule for another? I think he sits in the same bucket, if we want to look at it that way, as the accusations against Julian Assange, who should be freed. He's gone through enough. Enough's enough. But I just wanted to play a bit of a sequence from Morning Joe, which kind of tends to put all this stuff in context from the American perspective, and certainly, therefore, is worth considering.
Former President Donald Trump reportedly shared classified information about American nuclear submarines and their capabilities.
Oh my God. Some of the most protected secrets.
With an Australian businessman, who then allegedly shared the information with more than a dozen foreign officials. Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News. Meanwhile, 2 sources tell the New York Times that Trump's disclosures potentially endangered the U.S. nuclear fleet. The businessman, Anthony Pratt, is a member at Mar-a-Lago who reportedly discussed the submarines with Trump in April 2021. Great. According to the Times, the former president revealed at least 2 pieces of critical information about the U.S. submarine's tactical capabilities, including how many nuclear warheads the vessels carried and how close they could get to their Russian counterparts without being detected.
It's just staggering.
At what point are you a Russian agent?
It's just staggering. And at what point do people stop voting for somebody who is actively and aggressively helping the Russians,
you try to subvert
accidentally
this democracy,
or just by being a fool?
But you help Russia.
Sources tell ABC News that Pratt described Trump's remarks to at least 45 other people, including 6 journalists, 11 of his company's employees, 10 Australian officials, and 3 former Australian prime ministers. Why didn't you just go on the Joe Rogan show, dude? The potential disclosure was reported to Special Counsel Jack Smith's team. Enough. This is enough. Richard Haas, how damaging is this information outside the skiff?
Let me just keep people a little bit of background here, Joe. You have levels of classification: confidential, secret, top secret. And then at the level of top secret, you have what are called compartments. And when I was in government, admittedly some time ago, you had more than 1,000 compartments. And the whole idea was to restrict access to the most sensitive information to those who literally had a need to know. Intelligence dealing with submarines is among the most protected information just because of their importance to American strategic deterrence, to stability more broadly.
Okay, so we can establish, so it's a well-established fact now that Pratt disseminated this information to a range of people which he shouldn't have done. Now, he didn't have an obligation not to, but morally and ethically, he should not have disclosed this information to anybody. He should have contacted a department, the Prime Minister's department, Foreign Affairs, whatever. He should have contacted a department and told them of the information that he had received, and they should have friggin' well shut him up after that point. But he didn't. Now, I think that at some level, Anthony Pratt's responsible for this crap as well, for having disclosed it to so many people. And he obviously had a chat to prime ministers and whatever, and I'm wondering what conversations they had with the US about the information that they received via a cardboard maker, for Christ's sake. So where does this leave us? Well, it leaves us again wondering about this dickhead named Trump and how long the American people are going to put up with his behaviour, his lack of complete sense of awareness. The man is so consumed by his own self-importance that he thinks that talking about this information enhances other people's view of him. The reality is that people see him as a clown. We in Australia generally, unless you're One Nation or unless you're on the extreme right, we all see him as a clown. We're just as fearful of him becoming the next president as a lot of people in the US are. But nevertheless, if Julian Assange is locked up for what he supposedly did as a journalist, and Trump isn't locked up for what he did as an ex-president in terms of disclosing some of the most secret information that the United States holds, then there's something wrong with our fucking system, isn't there? Or their system. And there's something wrong with ours for not holding Anthony Pratt accountable for what he did. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Please subscribe to my channel for any further notifications as well, and have a conversation with me about the things that matter to you. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, take care, look after yourselves, and be safe.